we look at secondary research, we find that there's now a greater emphasis on dynamic sources of information and updated forecasts. So pieces of information or pieces of research which are one-off and stand alone become pretty less useful in a situation like the pandemic situation. So when we talk about the pandemic, we're talking really about a kind of black swan event, something that very few people expected, that is out of the ordinary, that is not in anyone's models or was not in people's models or forecasts. And if you remember how we felt a year ago or at the start of the pandemic, it was a real sort of shock and surprise, and everybody had to rethink how things were going to work and what impact this was going to have. And when that happens, a lot of the data and the research that you might have, which is guiding your company's strategy, goes out of the window and becomes kind of irrelevant. And certainly the forecasts become irrelevant because the situation has changed radically. So what I would highlight there is that there is a lot of advantages then with using a source of data which is dynamic and which updates in real time or close to real time. So databases like the Global Market Model that TBRC offers update. We were able to update all our figures within 2 or 3 weeks at the start of the pandemic, and then continue to change them as the pandemic went on in reflection of the current situation. So you could get up-to-date market numbers for your industry, reflecting the impact of the pandemic and the latest understanding and how that was going to affect the future on an ongoing basis. Whereas if you had just sort of bought, say, a research report a year earlier, that wouldn't give you much guidance for the future in that situation. So I think more dynamic forms of information are more important this time.